What's up? I've got a ton of stuff that I got in the mail recently, so I was going to go through it. Stuff I'm going to figure out if it works and then resell it. Got a ton of stuff here. Before I've done like mostly lenses, but today I'm going to do camera bodies and run through a couple of these just so you can see it's a lot of fun to do. You don't make a lot of money on these film cameras unless you have something extra special, but it's fun and I enjoy doing it. So let's start off first. This is a Vivitar, as you can see, XC4. I don't know if I've had one of these before. Basically what I do is, first off, some of them you film forward and then you release the shutter and you saw the mirror go up and everything. See, that's a good sign that this probably works. There's battery down in here. Take this piece of plastic off and throw it away. If you look right here, you see that? Let's get this focused correctly. But there's up here there's a bumper for the mirror. If it's pretty worn down or corroded off, you know it probably had some heavy use or it's been stored wrong. So basically you use a coin right here to open up the battery casing. I can see if it works. Let's see. Basically you hold it up and shine it through the light, and there'll be a light meter in here. You can see if it works, but it's not working because this battery is dead. So I do have a coin. A quarter usually works best. If you use a screwdriver, it usually mars up this underneath part. So I don't have a quarter, but a penny works fine as well. Now most of these cameras, they use a Lr44 battery, which you can get at the dollar store. I see them like this, Sunbeam Lr44s. And I like this particular one, has a beefier battery, you see there. But you could just use two of these Lr44s stacked on top of each other. And let's see if it works. Now some of these cameras, you saw the shutter work with the battery dead, but some of them, the battery actually has to work for the shutter to fire. So I'm going to go ahead and change this out and see if we get the light meter to work. If the light meter doesn't work, I'll just go ahead and take the batteries out because there's no sense in leaving them in there when I sell them because it's not going to work anyway. So I just use them for another camera. But you could still use the camera, just use the Sunny 16 rule, so you just won't have a light meter to kind of help you nail down the exposure. Use the Sunny 16 rule if you don't know what that is. You can Google it. Basically, it's you're outside in the sun. It kind of gives you a starting point for your exposure. So you would do was f16 at 1/25 of a second, and your not ISO but ASA or film speed would be at 100. And then from there you could kind of work off in stops if you want to get a more shallow depth of field or something like that. Just increase your shutter speed and your f-stop to what you want to get. Alright, so I'm going to screw this in there. A lot of times you'll actually find old film in these. This is a Vivitar, and this one's, oh yeah, here's some old film in here. So you got this old film. One of these days I'll put together a, oh, this one's old. Look at that. Focal. Focal is a Kmart brand. Pull this out of there. Is a Walmart brand. So that is some old film. So this looks like from the 70s itself. So that this film's been in there for a long time. If you could look in the back here, it looks pretty clean. Let's see there. And everything functions. You want to see this stuff move like that. You saw it. There you go. So everything's looking good there. I've got the battery in there now. Okay, so on here you've got L is off. So L is off or low, so it won't do. If you put it to A, it'll fire. See? And same with the light meter. Let's see here. If I could get it to work. I'm not seeing anything. Usually, typically you'll see it light meter here on the side. Sometimes it's actually here on the body where you'll see a little light and stuff. So I'll press this button, see if there's anything else in here. No, I'm not seeing anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these batteries out on this. There's no sense in doing this. I can still resell this, like I said. Just put the light meter isn't working. You can always use the Sunny 16 rule, is what I put in the listings below. It's a fairly clean camera. It's an M42 mount. There's a screw mount there, which is very common back in the early 70s and such. And how much would I typically sell for a camera like this? I'll get like without the light meter working between around $10, $12. With the light meter working, only about 15, but I didn't put much work into it. The main thing where you get money out of these old cameras is in the lenses. So as you see there, the shutter's still fired and there's no batteries in it. So I'm going to put this one aside and we'll go over another one. And this one is actually a cool one. This is a Pentax Emmy. So this one's a little bit more valuable. It'd probably sell for around 20 bucks if everything checks out, but if it's not working, crap. I just had a penny. This one's kind of worn down here in the. This is Pentax K mount. So if I remember correctly, this came after the K1000. It's kind of the upgrade to it. I'm gonna say it wrong, but it has some other features to it. So took the batteries out. These kind of have a little bit of corrosion on there. Has this little selector here knob, and this one still fires without the I was thinking this was one of the ones that you had to have the batteries in it for it to work. Alright, let's put the batteries back in. And a lot of times you can't remember how to put them in. You can usually look at the cap and it will have a plus or minus to kind of put to the batteries. This one says minus, so put the batteries in as such, and we'll see if we get this light meter running. Now if it does have a little bit of corrosion, you could try to clean it out a little bit, see if that helps. We get a better contact in there. This one is in fairly good condition. Put that on there. Same thing on all these cameras. This one has L mode, so I'm going to put it in one of these other modes, a bulb mode. So wind it there, and yeah. Auto. Now, another thing to look for is, if you could see in there, some of these old ones like the K1000, there'll be, it almost looks like mold or bumper foam, and so it's a real problem. So it won't have a clear viewfinder. You basically have to sell those for parts. The bumper foam on this one's pretty good. What I could do is take a, you can see there's a little bit of dust and stuff there on the mirror, so I could try to clean that up. Basically, I'll get a blower. Let me get one over here. DSLR, you probably have one of these to blow off the sensor, same thing. Just kind of want to blow out any stuff out of there, and then just kind of clean that mirror up with a soft, a microfiber cloth. Try to get as clean as you can, and just clean up everything, get it look real nice and good. Open this up. Looks pretty good in the back here. No film in this one. Just make sure everything functions there. There you go. Very nice. I guess I'll resell that one. That one's Pentax K mount. Here's another one. So this one's a Sears one. And this one actually I tried out. It's broken. So this one I know doesn't need a battery as well for the shutter to fire. And you can see here it doesn't wind back. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it just needs a little bit of yeah, see, it's sticking sometimes. Oh, you know, this is one of those ones. It fools you because you're like, oh, okay, I got wound back, and it won't fire. So this, you have to half cock it. See that little dot there? That tells you that that's the way it is. Now it will fire. So if you have it like that, that's off, so it won't fire. But if you pull it back slightly to that red dot, it will fire. See? So let's see if there's any film in this. So this one is, like I said, it's a Sears model, but looks all right on the side. It's a bit dusty. I'll need to clean this off a little bit better. Bumper foam is pretty good. We'll see if the light meter works on this one. So if these are working, but still they're not very. The Sears brand name scares a lot of people off just because it's just, you know, generic department store, but some of these cameras are actually fairly nice. So if you're looking to pick one up fairly cheap and just to mess around with, and you don't want to spend, you know, like a K1000 would be typically just for the body, you know, 50-60 bucks without a lens, you can buy one of these in working condition and you know, actually not have to spend that much, maybe $10-15, and have a camera that works just as well. After all, a camera, somebody's going to say this isn't correct, but your camera is basically just a box, and all you're doing is letting light into it to hit that film. So as long as everything's working okay, you're good to go. So it doesn't really matter the name brand on it and stuff like that. Bumper foam is good, like I said. Let's see here if the light meter works. Oh, we got a light meter, and nope. Problem with a lot of these light meters, they might appear like they work, but they're kind of not going to work anyway. So this one's Sunny 16 rule as well, so light meter does not work, but the shutter fires. And what you want to do is when you're testing this, see, I've got on 1/25th of a second here. I'm going to put it down to like 1/8 of a second, so you should hear that delay in the shutter there. Yeah, see, it's a little bit delayed. And if I put it up here to 1/1000th of a second, you'll hear it go a little faster. See how the click there. So that's a way to kind of test the shutter and make sure. Because occasionally you'll come across one, you'll change the settings here, and it'll all be the same. So there's something going wrong in there with the timing mechanism or something. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these batteries out. And just when I list it, say batteries not included, but light mirror does not work. So again, 10 or 15 bucks on this one. And one last one we did. This is I don't know if I mentioned this is Pentax K mount, so you could use any Pentax lens on this. Let's put this aside for a second. Go through some of the other stuff I've got a ton of flashes over here too. A lot of those will have corroded batteries and stuff. You could kind of fix up the flashes if you can get the compartment open. They're not really worth that much, but if you can figure out what camera they're compatible with, that's great. A lot of them are compatible with any ones. They're just kind of generic, but you kind of clean them out with if the battery compartment is corroded, get a little bit of fine grit sandpaper and clear off those connections, and it might possibly work. If you're going to do something like this, I recommend getting a couple battery testers, because you'll be going through a lot of batteries. And recycle your dead batteries. I just kind of have a little bag that I collect them all with, and then take them down to the recycle so they're disposed of properly. What was I going to do? Oh, well, last one. Oh, here's another cool thing. I like doing this because you get all these cool filters in here. So, token filters. I love these. I still use these today sometimes. So you'll get bags of stuff, and then you'll get some weird stuff in some of these. But anyway, that's a box of that I'll have to go through. You'll find a ton of these because they were with every camera. Usually they're all disintegrated, but usually I just have a big lot of stuff that's just basically junk drawer stuff, and I'll sell it in a lot on eBay and sometimes there'll be some hidden treasure in there that somebody wants, and it'll end up going for quite a bit. But alright, last one I'm going to do today. This Minolta XGA. So this would be a Minolta Md Mount. So this is actually a pretty nice lens on here, this kit lens that's on here. This is a 50mm f1.7, if you can see there. And I've done this in the other videos, but you can just take it off here. Basically, just look through it and make sure there's no fungus or haze. You hold it up to the light and make sure there's no fogginess in it. And you make sure the aperture blades move. Nice and snappy. You kind of look in there and make sure there's no oil on them. So I could probably sell this for around $40 or more just for this lens. So now let's check out the camera. This is more about cameras on this video. So it's on off. Minolta's a little, it won't have the L, but it'll have on and off. Sometimes it's up here, and on their older models, that ones that have like MC mount, it might be here on the bottom. So a lot of the cameras, you'll also see this little thing over here that you might think is a battery. It's not. That's for a film winder. I have a film winder around here somewhere. So automatic film winder that will come on the bottom. It'll have two. I think I'll have one over here. I've got one right here. So here's the automatic film winder. So that little knob right there, you attach it and it goes up in the battery hole, and it goes a little bit easier because this opens up, and you could use it with AA batteries. So this is nice. So I could actually, this came with another lot, and I don't have another Minolta right now, so I can include that if this thing's all working. I need to test that though. But alright, so I've got this on. It's not cocking, so these batteries are probably dead. It's rare that you find one that somebody's actually used recently that the batteries are still good on. So 95% of the time you'll be changing out the batteries. It's good to wash your hands after you've done this. Some people probably use gloves, but put these in there. And that battery's kind of, that's where the battery tester comes in handy. Yep, it says it's good. It looked like it might have been an older battery that got mixed in, but let's put that in there and see what we got here. Long video, we're at 17 minutes, so thanks for, if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. I've got plenty of videos like this if you kind of enjoy this kind of impromptu, just kind of going through. Okay, I put the batteries through there. That mirror is not looking good, so I don't think we're going to be able to get this bad boy going. Nope. So this one is toast. Shame. It's a nice camera. A lot of times you'll find them and they'll be in good condition. It's been sitting for so long that the shutter's just jacked up. So this one goes in the junk lot. And I still sometimes I'll sell junk ones. Let me show you what I do. I could sell them for parts and still get a little bit of money. I have one around here somewhere. Yeah, here's one. So you could just put it on eBay, make it, just kind of sell it for parts or decor. A lot of people like putting these on their mantle, so I mean, it kind of does look cool like this. Get this, and then maybe a flash that doesn't work, and put that on there, and then that look cool as a prop or just on a mantle somewhere, just like that. Nothing's working on this. This lens is all jacked up. It's bent here at the front, but it's got fungus or haze in there. So it still looks cool. You can still put it on a mantle, and I would sell this for like $10-15 depending on what model camera it is. And then you know, if it came with a manual, I'll just save the manual for a working camera once I get in the same model or something like that. But thanks for watching. If you like this, I've got some other ones like this on my channel, mainly going over lenses, so you can check back through my archive on my channel and find those. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you hadn't. I'll be doing some more of these. And yeah.